Good morning, brothers and sisters. I am here today with a quick 1d4 list of curses that affect the land, or, hexes that might be born from the soil. This is just an environmental effect that can obviously impact your characters or your players, but the thing that has actually been cursed is the land itself. And just so you all know, we brainstormed this list on stream yesterday during our Sunday sermon. So if you ever want to be part of these brainstorming activities and kind of stretch those creative muscles, then I invite you to attend our upcoming sermon here at the Church of Doom. But let's jump into our list, right? So the land is cursed. Number 1, colossal winds, by the shrieking spirits of restless cloud giants who permit no other creatures or vessels to roam their skies unchallenged. They knocked an airship out of the air just 1d4 days ago. This idea here was first, it was just a tornado. That was originally kind of the little keyword we put in here. Like, ooh, what if there was a tornado that was just, or a bunch of them that were moving around this area, making it really dangerous to fly or navigate. So then the cloud giants just became kind of the next obvious fantastical way to push that idea. What if it wasn't just natural winds that were buffeting all around the place, but this actual funnel of furious roaring storm giant, or not storm giant, cloud giant spirits. Like the ghosts of these cloud giants are what makes up these tornadoes. And when it says they knocked an airship out of the air, maybe that means literally this spirit of a cloud giant smacked it down and shattered the hole and sent it flying down. So this can do so many different things for your story. This could be the challenge that the players have to face. Like, we need to get through this mountain range, but it's filled with all of these cloud giant tornadoes that are going to try and pick us up and fling us off the cliff, right? Or maybe they're going to go look for this airship. Maybe they heard about this place where there's all of these storm giant, I always do that, cloud giant tornadoes, and an airship got destroyed with some really rare tech on it or something. So all kinds of cool things you can do there. Share your own ideas down in the comments, right? Idea number 2, the land is cursed. Grim fairy, with an unnatural melancholy that robs all color, taste, and smell from its inhabitants. Of all of these ideas here, this one I think would, in a poll, be the lowest voted for favorite, because on the surface it doesn't really look like it does much mechanically. This is a role play curse, especially for players. I guess I should clarify, right? Because it's well, the curse affects the land, but now it's robbing things from the players. Hazard of being in a cursed area, right? But so as the party is moving through this environment, be it Shadowfell Forest or some sort of creepy hag cursed wood, or I don't know, it could be anything, right? But as they're moving through this area, I imagine they're needing to make probably, I guess, wisdom, right? It's all about perception. So they're making these wisdom saves. And if they're failing, then they start to lose these different abilities. Now, you could have that be just role-playing, the character just is oh my god, I can't, what does it mean if I can't see color anymore? And how does that, if I'm a druid and I can't smell the trees anymore, what does that mean to me? That already, I think, is interesting enough that it justifies having the idea. But if you want it to be mechanical, I think the way you could do that is if you fail this wisdom save, your wisdom score goes down. And that is what is, this is a reflection of your ability score going down. And that means now, your spells are not as good, your saves against wisdom-based abilities are not as good, or wisdom-based enemies, right? So I actually think this could be pretty devastating to a party, especially because I don't think most players are going to really anticipate the consequences of not being able to, taste, smell, or see in color. So a fun one that leans towards the whimsical, the fey, the odd, I think. All right, idea number 3, the land is cursed with long roads and seems to stretch on infinitely for those who fail a con save at the end of each day's travel on foot. And if you fail that, it adds 1d4 full days of additional travel time to the journey, despite not actually changing the physical distance traveled, which prompts starvation and more exhaustion. I think this might be my favorite idea. The idea is just that you're on a treadmill. If you go out onto the road here, there's a chance you could just end up walking forever. Even though the town, for the past however long this kingdom's been around, the town has only been a day, maybe 2 if the weather's bad, travel north. But for some reason now, some people are saying it's taken them a week to get there. That doesn't make any sense. That should be impossible, right? That's the cool, creepy hex thing. And then to make it extra, lethal and to give you interesting storytelling opportunities within these windows of times, right? You have some randomness here. It's a 1d4 number of days that it can extend it, and rations and starvation and supplies. This is a cool encounter or a hook that can actually bring that into your game. Sure, most groups hand wave food, right? You hand wave rations, and that's fine. Like I that's how I do it. I don't necessarily want my players needing to track every day's rations, but if they fail this save and suddenly now they've got an extra 4 days of travel, maybe they do that one or two times, and that's enough that you can start calling for those exhaustion saves again to avoid starvation. And you don't even need to worry about tracking if they have rations or not, right? The question, all you really need to know is, do they have rations? And if they don't, there's another con save to see if they start dying of starvation. They probably would use up all of the rations they had in that sort of narration of the first day or so's travel. And then it just keeps going and going and going. And now they have to decide, how are we going to get food? How are we going to get water? Why haven't we like crossed paths with anybody? All very, very interesting, weird, not time travel-y shenanigans. Well, kind of, I guess, but it's not meant to be time travel. It's just meant to be like a purgatory stuck trying to get to this place you're going. Very, very fun. It's very cool, I think. Last idea, the land is cursed, number 4, with a flea plague. So the land is cursed and shall sick man's best friend upon him as a rabid foe in just 1d10 days. All I wanted was a curse that could take your beast tamer ranger, or the druid who's got a bunch of animal friends, or the wizard who's got the cat familiar, and turn those against them. It says man's best friend, so it's like, is it just dogs? No, it's kind of meant to just be any sort of animal that could be infected with this flea plague. And then you have this time limit of like, I don't want to kill my animal companion. And so good thing we've got 7 days to figure out how to end this curse, because otherwise we're going to end up like that scene in I Am Legend, which is what inspired this idea where Will Smith's character is like choking out his own dog because he's been infected with vampirism, right? Oh, that was such a memorable scene. And this could be a way to introduce that into your campaign. So anyways, those are the 4 ideas that we brainstormed at the beginning of our sermon for The Land is Cursed. I hope you all liked it. Hope it inspired you. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. The Church of Doom is my RPG hobby prophesizing channel, right? I'm on a mission to try and indoctrinate folks into the TTRPG cult. So leave a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff. Much appreciate it. Oh, go check out Crusade shirts. They're the ones who make all these awesome cool shirts that I wear in my videos. You can use a code DOOM to get a discount there. Also, Only Crits Dice. Go check out them. Same code, get a discount. And I've got a Patreon. If you want to, actually, this, so you can see that there's like this is numbered 2. It's because it's just verse 2 in 4 different verses within a newsletter that I have started for the Church of Doom that is also on Patreon. So if you want to get something like this with even more content in your inbox every morning, go check that out too. But all right, that's it. I'm going to jump into some other stuff today. Thank you all for watching, and we say these things in their unholy names. Amen.